Anyway, hello, welcome back to Warhammer 2 Total War, Greybeard's Prospectors. Last time, well, if you remember last time, we fought this battle up here against the Bretonnians, and though we succeeded, I did the unwise move of losing focus of the game window while it was exiting the battle. And Windows in that situation tends to go, oh, the program's not doing anything, it's crashed. Do you want me to close it? And I was like, no, it's still fine. But then the game crashed and, you know, closed itself anyway. So, in my own time, I played through the battle again. It went about the same as it did during the stream, so we haven't missed anything. It might have got a bit worse. I think we might have taken about 50 more casualties. So we took about 20, we took about 200 casualties instead of 150. I think it was around 150 casualties we took. But it's roughly about the same. And we were victorious again anyway, so, you know. This army is now significantly weakened. The garrison is badly injured. Attack! Their armies are minimized, but you know, our forces are diminished as well. But the thing is that our units are individually better. So the lower, even though we're lower on number, we can deal with these better. The only thing I don't actually, does Martech have, or what's this, Thegan's Errantry? Yeah. Do they have a settlement anywhere? No. Not in Sorcerer's Isles. Not Virus or Kofa. Oh, I'm gonna have to be fighting against Rapants. I haven't actually played as or seen Rapants in campaign yet. Anyway, as a refresher, we are currently having a look at Greybeard's Prospectors, a mod by Elon, which makes the Greybeard's Prospectors faction down here into its own fully fledged dwarven faction with a unique troop tree, unique technologies, lords, abilities, and so on and so forth. They have a very heavy focus on ranged firepower, with a lot of our infantry having rifles, or having bombs. If we have a look here, these are our infantry units, shield walls, which are very heavily armored and there for holding the front lines. We have these sentries here, which are like, they're flanking units, and they have this ability here, opportunistic murderers, which helps when they're in melee. But they also have pinned on their ranged missiles, which they have 3 of. They throw axes, I think, at short range, and they can slow enemies down when they hit them with them. So the idea would be, I assume, hit the enemy as they're charging you with the sentries, so they spend longer getting shot by your ranged units. And we have these, the Obsidian Legionnaires with charge breakers. The charge breakers are essentially flashbangs. They throw a satchel charge which explodes and gives units disorientation, which again slows their speed, their charge speed, and their charge bonus by quite a lot. Very good for, you know, causing the enemy to just sort of go, and stagger in front of your lines to get hit by your ranged units a bit longer before they actually hit your units. Shield walls have their have an actual ability called Shield Wall, which increases their missile parry, their melee defense, and gives them expert charge defense, but lowers their speed by half. They can't use it while they're in melee, though. So you have to use it just before they get attacked. It lasts for 30 seconds, though. Or while they're getting hit by ranged. Makes them a bit better with that. What else? We've got the Obsidian Legionnaires here with shield breaker muskets, where they have rifles which have the shield breaker ability on them. So once they shoot a unit with shields, that unit becomes more vulnerable to further missile fire, which is quite nice. They don't have many shots though, they only have 10 ammunition. They also have armor piercing, which is quite nice. But against all the peasants, they weren't perhaps doing that much because peasants are just, there's so many of them. Their firepower was useful mostly just for lowering their morale. You know, we're under fire. I don't like it. We have our scouts, which are, from what I've seen so far, like our primary ranged unit. They have hide in forest and stalk, and they have missile damage with armor piercing 17. They also have 22 ammunition, so they can spend a lot more time firing. And we have our precision cannons, which helped a lot during that battle, killing like 400 peasants. Or men-at-arms. They're very nice, particularly for sniping heroes, but using them against, you know, their cannons. Blow holes in the enemy's ranks and all that. I have used them in a siege. They only deal like 2% damage to a wall with every cannonball, and they don't have that much ammunition, so they can break down maybe one wall and that's it. Good missile damage, good armor piercing, as again. But you may also be noting that all of our units are very low in number. The shield walls have a larger unit size, or entity size, and that is 38 in a squad. Whereas our scouts, the Obsidian Legionnaires actually have 38 in their squad as well. Our scouts have 30, these guys have 38 as well, and the sentries have 30. So our forces are very small in number, but they are very individually powerful. So even though we were massively outnumbered against the peasants, because they have 90 in a squad each, or 60 when it comes to peasant bowmen, we were able to hold off against them pretty well. Cavalry is still possibly a problem, but I'm thinking we'll have some answers to them, if only in cannons. I didn't actually go through all of the units last time. We've seen some of them. We also have the Obsidian Legionnaires as blunderbusses. I haven't actually been able to use any of these other units. These have short range with a lot of missile damage, 5 projectiles. So they'll be good against clusters of enemy units. They have 6 ammunition. Okay, quite low. We also get rocket launchers, torpedo missile infantry. These are our anti-large. Fiery rockets. Yeah, 75 bonus versus large. Heavy thunderers with grenade launchers. There's also the heavy thunderers here. To compensate for their low numbers, the engineers made heavy rifles unlike any other, and the smiths added even heavier armor. Plus 100 armor, 100 armor with a shield. They're good in melee again. They have 28 ammunition, 145 range, 46 missile damage, 15 of that, and 35 of that is armor piercing. So that's quite nice. Hello, welcome. Just having a look through the units which I didn't get to have a look through last time. These ones was the grenade launchers. I suppose they'll be like Outriders with grenade launchers. Yep. Sure. They have 24 ammunition. Quite nice. Yeah, that's only 4 less than the heavy thunderers. Snipers up here. 4 in a squad. They deal a lot of missile damage. They have snipe also. They remain hidden while they're firing. Get the shield wall. I have got a few shield walls. We can't get them at the moment because we're sieging the enemy settlement. But I will recruit more when we take it. There's also these rocket launchers Bombardment, which I suppose that means they act like artillery, like mortars, where they fire in a arc upwards. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can think of that would make sense. Golden Guard. What's this? Let's see. Shield walls. This is the shield walls, which we've seen. Have shield walls. They're very good at defensive. Thane, line breakers. Line breakers are fierce warriors. Their wild attacks break enemy formations to create openings for their fellow Dawi. Great Axe Infantry. Anti-infantry. Okay. So they're like hammerers, but with an armor-piercing great axe. So they're like I suppose they're more like the Longbeards, but without the encourage. What are the Golden Guard? They have a silver shield. 125 armor. Pardon me. 85 leadership, 26 speed, 75 melee defense. Wow, that's high. 15% physical resistance too. Expert charge defense, immune psychology. Only 8 charge bonus though, so they're really there just to hold the line. So they have a shield and they have a hammer. Okay. So they have a bit of armor piercing as well. And Legion Bulwarks. Legendary warriors that left countless battles victorious, or at least alive. They are equipped with the best the Carrack has to offer and rely on their rune-reinforced armor for defense, declining the use of a shield in favor of another weapon. They have 160 armor, 80 leadership, 26 speed, 45 melee attack, 55 melee defense, 80 weapon strength, 32 charge bonus, 80 split between weapon damage and armor piercing, 40-40. That's pretty good. 20% physical resistance, 25% magic resistance, that's the same as all of our others. They've got Encourage, Hidden Forest, and Frenzy. Okay, so they're heavily armored, like, yeah, heavily armored berserk axes. They're quite good. 23 in a unit. And then we've got our artillery. Precision cannons, steel rain mortar. I will want more of, I will want some of these. I believe these will be very important for our armies. Demolisher cannons, which are anti-large, apparently. Trading range for a harder punch. Demolisher cannons are used to hammer everything down that resists smaller projectiles. Yeah, they're anti-large armor piercing. Pardon me. 308. Oh dear. Pardon me. 380 range. Also got gyrocopters with brimstone guns and normal gyrocopters and organ guns up there. They're the same as, I believe, just for the dwarves. Gyro bomber. Yep, with gyro bomber bombs. And the Landcrawler Ironclad, which I believe is pretty much just like a steam tank. And we've also got these Slayers here. Slayers, Giant Slayers, and Ushabti Slayers. Everyone is needed to hold the new Carrack. Even those who took the Slayer Oath are well equipped to face the surrounding dangers. These are actually armored Slayers, which is not entirely lawful, because Slayers don't wear armor because they go off of their own skill rather than, you know, being defensive, but sure. 50 melee attack with sundered armor, that's nice. Anti-large with bonus versus large. Oh, they're hammer infantry? Okay, that's interesting. And they're unbreakable, and they have death blow. Ooh, they come in units of 30 too. Gyrocopters. Pardon me, I keep saying gyrocopters. Gyrocopters. Gyrocopters, gyrocopters, Eurocopters. Oh dear. It's the problem of just seeing words written down and not, like, learning the pronunciation of them. Thank you for the correction. Engineer's Workshop. That gets us the Master Engineer. We don't actually get these. We get this, the organ gun, but we don't get Iron Drakes. It would kind of make sense for us to get Iron Drakes. Like, I would think that we would get access to things like... I mean, the risk of having too many things to choose from. Like, Iron Drakes with the flame cannons. But we do get the rocket launchers. And also the flame cannon. Kind of surprised we don't get the flame cannon. That's quite innovative and, you know, recent in Dwarven terms. And spike gunners are specific for Crackerjack. They are a short-ranged infantry, short-ranged, you know, rifle unit. I think they have a good armor piercing. It's like a unit of thunderers equipped with nail guns, I suppose. They fire like steel spikes at the enemy. Engineers Guild Hall, yeah. Rock Splitters also. Get what that is. Something else for the Cracker Drac, I believe. Flame Cannon, yeah, we don't get those. Iron Drake, Trollhammer Torpedoes. Well, as I said, we get like rocket launchers, so I believe these are basically just the Iron Drakes with the Trollhammer Torpedoes. I've really never really used Trollhammer Torpedoes when playing as the Dwarves. They come so late, and prefer a cannon rather than an infantry unit with a ranged attack to deal with trolls. Trolls don't become a problem later on. You don't come across like monstrous units like that which you can't take down with just mass thunderer fire. Anyway, and the Landcrawler Ironclad. So there we go. But yes, we are currently sieging Martek up here. They'll possibly attack us again. I feel pretty confident in being able to deal with them, especially with their injured lords here. Every time we win, they're just going to get weaker, and we will be able to deal with them better with lower numbers compared to them. So yes, and as I just said before, because of the crash last time, I replayed the battle, and the outcome was basically the same. I reacted to things in as close a way as I did in the original, in the first battle. So I think we took a few more casualties. Since, you know, I couldn't play it perfectly the same. Also, the battle was at the, during the turnover of the, our last turn. So when I finished the battle, it went through the, all the other factions remaining, and nothing else happened, actually. I don't think anyone declared war on us. There was no, like, declarations of peace or anything like that, so that's all fine. Flame weapons would make total sense due to the location. Like, I'd think they'd have some. The rocket launchers do have flaming attacks, but like the Iron Drakes with flamers would, with flamethrowers, not flamers. As a Warhammer 40,000 thing would make sense considering they're up against like Tomb Kings, and those Tomb King mummies burn quite well. Yeah, so they're very good against undead and things with regeneration. Oh well. Maybe the focus is more on their own new inventions. That's why they don't have the dwarven ones. That is kind of the feeling I'm getting for the faction. That they've got their own things because they've been developing them and innovating them. And part of the idea, I suppose, of the faction is that they have these new weapons which are better in some ways, but not as good in some other ways. Like, I feel like a lot of these have a downside in some regard. Like, while these shield breaker muskets are good, they have low ammunition. That's actually with, like, a lot of our research here, I think, where you have to choose between one or the other. Some of these things actually come with penalties. We also finished last line of defense as a research, and the turn ended, so or something. Our shield walls are a bit better, and our Obsidian Legionnaires also. Improved black powder mixtures. Continuing on next for increased missile damage and armor piercing. Is this what it means by locked? Oath of Loyalty technology. I think that's what it means by when it says it locks Oath of Loyalty. I think this is the Oath of Loyalty technology, but it's not called that anymore. Because this is the... If I get this, it locks these. But if I get any of these, it locks this. And I can apparently get multiples of these because I can get this and it locks explosive rounds, which makes me think that I can get all of these if they affect each other like that. That will be a decision we'll have to make later on. Do we want to, like, stay true to dwarves, or do we want to expand our technology and research and development into taking inspiration again from other races? Do we want to go full rebellious dwarf and just like take whatever we can anywhere, which can end up with things like poisoned weapons and enemy and our slayers having weeping blade attacks, which is very nice sounding. Let me just have a look at these. So what's this? Strong bombardment tactics, behemoth of steel, mercenary armies, or the right to plunder. Yeah, okay, so we either increase the upkeep of our armies but reduce their recruitment time, recruitment cost, and recruitment rank. Or we can get the right to plunder, which lowers their upkeep by 30%, but also reduces the amount of income we get from looting, raising, sacking, and post-battle by minus 70%. So that's quite a hefty reduction. Not that you make too much money after a battle anyway. I think the most I tend to get is like 2,000? Anyway. And if we get this, basic military aid, provides basic dwarf reinforcement units for recruitment. Okay, so we can actually get like dwarf units. I suppose that would be quarrelers, thunderers, and the like. Darwi settlers. Growth plus 10. Empower the guild commandment, additional 15 growth. Advanced military aid provides advanced dwarf reinforcement units for recruitment. Okay, I suppose that would be like ironbreakers and the like. Military supply caravans. Increased ammunition for all dwarf reinforcement units. Minus 15% upkeep for all dwarf reinforcement units. Guild investments. Additional tradable resource produced plus 10%. Income from salt mines, pottery production, and dye makers plus 10%. Income from settlement buildings plus 15%. Elite military aid provides elite dwarf reinforcement units for recruit. Okay, that might be ironbreakers. This might be longbeards. Elite reinforcements increases their armor and melee damage. Recruitment rank plus 4 for all dwarf reinforcement units. Respect traditions. Recruitment cap plus 2 for rune lords. Plus 4 for thanes for recruit rank. And public order plus 4. An invaluable hold. Your hold has become a gem of the Karak Anchor. No dwarf king will stand idly by while it is threatened, and they have soldiers to spare. However, this newly found fame also attracts unwanted attention from less friendly factions. Lowers diplomatic relations with Skaven and Greenskins. Increases diplomatic relations by plus 60 with dwarves. Recruitment cap plus 4 for every advanced dwarf recruitment unit, plus 6 for every basic dwarf reinforcement unit, and plus 2 for every elite dwarf reinforcement unit. Okay, so we are able to make more use of base dwarf unit. Income from all buildings plus 10%. High King's Tribute Commandment, additional 10% tax rate. Recruitment rank plus 4 for dwarves, for lords. Okay, that's nice. I think we'll go for this though. We'll go full rebel since I want to try and get as much like flavor out of the faction rather than going like, you know, turning my back on it and going back to traditional dwarf ways. We also have a similar decision to make for our lord. who can either sort of go full rebel in his tree up here, where he can make a lot of advancements in improving his ranged units, or he can go this way, where he's sort of sees the error of his ways and ends up taking the Slayer Oath, becoming just a melee lord, and becoming a pretty good melee lord, especially with this. But yeah, I think we'll focus on this one now. So we'll go ranged, and we'll go delving into the technology of other races like the Empire and Vampire Coast and the Skaven. Ugh. Dwarves will hate us. We're gonna have to fight against the dwarves, actually, because they're gonna really, really hate us for doing that. And we've got a grudge. Behold in Grimnir's seething sight. Hold on. Behold in Grimnir's... I can't... How do you do a dwarven accent? Behold in Grimnir's seething sight. Bugman's brewery was once the greatest of all brewhouses, where the fabled Bugman's 5X was created, a few casks of which still exist, but it all ended when the Groby fell upon the fortified brewery, enslaving and killing the Bugman clan, and worst of all, drinking the ale. Such an atrocity is a grudge that can never be truly settled. Go and slay greenskins to salve this open wound. My voice is nowhere near gravelly enough to pull off a pretty good dwarven accent. I apologize for that. Me accent was slipping halfway through, but whatever. Now my throat hurts a bit. Win 3 battles against the following race: Greenskins. Treasury plus 2,500. Oath Gold plus 20. Well, okay. There's no real Greenskins near here, though. I think the closest are like here. That's going to be a bit of a pain. That's going to increase this the grudge meter, the grudgeometer. Okay, how are you going? I think we're going to wait until we have like 6 siege towers or 5 more turns. I think we'll start. We'll try and starve them out. Since we're so low number, I would prefer not to lose any of our units. So I think we'll actually wait the 5 turns to starve them, at least 1 turn before we attack. Yes, I'm looking forward to fiddling around with this faction's artillery. It'll be a lot of fun. Blasting the enemy to pieces from range. Actually, come to think of it, one of the other mods I got was a sub-mod, which meant that deserts were a suitable climate for us. I suppose it makes sense that it's unpleasant still, because we tend to live in the mountains, but well. Makes expanding for us a little bit easier around here. You would use a mod that disables locking skills text and get both tech lines. That might... Yes. I'm just thinking of a Slayer now with a rifle. Blasphemy. Maybe the Slayer's just got like a gun which fires his axes. That could work. Or his axes are like on giant flails. He can just swing them around his head and all that.
I am a lord of Bretonia.
That's a weapon which... There's a weapon which keeps coming up for possible people would like added for the dwarves, and it's the oh, what is that called? Like the Groby Hewer or something like that? Axe Hewer? It's like a... What's it called? It's like a conveyor belt with claws on it. And it picks up axes and it throws them. And it's like an automated axe thrower. And it just, like, throws volleys of axes at the enemy. There was a waterfall. But anyway, we'll just end another turn. Yeah, it's an axe thrower. I wouldn't mind that being added. It's rather silly. The Dwarves aren't really missing out on anything. They've got pretty much their entire list from what I understand. They could do with Demon Slayers as a lord, a slayer type lord. Oh, what else?
Greetings, Bretonnian. Shed yourself of that
Sure, what else?
armor, and we can talk.
Oh, hello, it's Rapans. Melee access. No. In the old lore, Darwin used spears, halberds. Yeah. I mean, for myself, I think in that case it's one of the sort of, it's perhaps going a bit too far back. Because earlier on there was also like dwarves outfitted in Empire armor and stylings. So you'd have dwarves with greatswords, like a Empire greatswords unit. What were they called? Like Imperial dwarves, I think they were called. This is really old though. The models are cool. You have the dwarves with like the floppy hats and the poofy, poofy vests and all that, like the Empire soldiers have. And I think they had shorter beards and all that, but there was a fair bit of weird stuff. I actually have some of the old dwarf models right here. I'm just holding one. It's a plastic dwarf with an axe. He's very rotund. I like the older dwarf models. They're very fat. They're just angry beards on legs. Angry beer-soaked beards on legs. In 2 more turns, I suppose. I've got some other dwarf models over there. I got some slayers too. They're very cool. They got very small mohawks, but they've got very angry looks on their faces, and they're very chubby too. I think I've also got like a hammerer. Yeah, there's a hammerer over there as well. I apologize if I'm sounding a bit faint. I'm looking behind me at my desk. I'd like to get more of those older models. Really neat. It's fine. You do think Darwin could get rune golems though? Maybe through the Darwin crafting a semi-regimented renowned unit. I wouldn't mind that so much. Like, if you had to like construct it. I do kind of like that the dwarves don't have any monstrous units. But yeah, or maybe you could get it as like a summon for a high level rune priest or something like that. Or maybe you could only construct one if you had a high-leveled rune priest. What else do I have? Nothing else really. I wasn't a dwarf army collector, so most of the dwarves I have are from the Battle of oh, what's the box called? Battle of Skull Pass starting box set. Which the models are alright. They're all one-piece models though, so the detail on them isn't very good. Not to mention my paint job. They were some of the first ones I got. Certainly not as nice as the dwarves which you got in the boxes. In the individual boxes. Because you prefer the construction over a summon. Cultus Lanesh rises. Unhappy populace. Great. How are we going? We'd have to wait 2 more turns for them to starve. Do I want to starve them out? They've still got kind of high numbers. I do really kind of want to starve them. So, we're going to wait 2 more turns. I mean, we're not going to be climbing the walls like we were the first time, where I had a ignoble defeat. I have? No, no. I think anything close enough to my, close in reach enough to, other than the ones I have on my desk. Not like I can show them off anyway. See. So some of the older ones would be made from lead pewter, so I don't really want to pick them up. You have to... Good practice to wash your hands after handling some of the older Citadel miniatures. Your opinion, a lawfulish way would be that in times of need, the Dawi would go in search of the old golems to help them against all these chaos factions. Yeah, I could see the dwarves, like, maybe getting them as like a blessing from their gods or something like that, or their ancestor god. I don't know. Okay, are you starving yet? Oh, Zufbar has confederated into Karazakarak. And we get improved black powder mixtures. Better gunpowder for rifles allows more impactful and damaging shots. Melee damage plus 10%, armor piercing missile damage plus 10%. So, do we want to get repeater rifles or rifled barrels? I kind of want rifled barrels. Longer range would be nice. Ooh, that actually gets us runesmiths. That would be nice. Apparently we can only get... Yeah, we can only get like 2 runesmiths. Or 4 if we get this one. But we have to pay for that. Okay. There we go. Okay. One more turn. Ooh. Upgrade Vulture Mountain. There's a mod called Weapon Teams on the Walls. I think I have seen that. Which would allow Skaven weapon teams and the like to climb up and shoot from the walls. It makes sense. I don't know whether it's something I get though, because I kind of like the restriction. So, having like Jezzails on the walls, it would make the weapon teams more useful during a siege, rather than having to hang back behind your walls. I mean, the Plague Wind mortars now are very useful during a siege because they can fire over the walls. Whereas the Rattling guns and all that are flat trajectory. So you have to wait until either the enemy come through the gates and shoot them there, or you have to shoot through the gaps in the wall, or shoot the enemy when they come off the walls. I do think a bit of work could be done on the sieges to just make them a bit more conductive to the different tactics the factions use. Like greenskin forts, I suppose, should be a bit more focused on like giving your units cover so that they can get into melee. Or approaching the enemy attacking force from multiple angles. Dwarves should probably have more of a defensive position, which allows them to bring their cannons to bear on the attackers and so on. Bretonnians, I think, should have more of a focus on having areas to safely deploy your cavalry outside of the walls. Okay, you're starved slightly. I've just got to auto-resolve. Maybe. Or... We lost 3 units. I can replace those. Oh hum. Occupy. We've got a lot of upsetness here. And I don't really want it to be... Or... Going to go down by 10. Events are causing -4. Provincial instability is -3. Corruption is -1. Okay. Get rid of that. Peacekeepers. Sure, get that. That will help.
My axe thirsts for war.
And you can get... We'll get Wallbreaker, actually. That will help with sieges. And replace the guys we lost. Oh, expensive. I suppose we only really need one. Charge breakers. Get another shield wall. And now we control the entire Atalan Mountains. And I am going to get... Venerate the Ancestors. Do we have... Chaos Corruption is going down, so that's fine. Rattling guns and sales make a lot of sense to be used on walls. I think on tabletop they could. I don't actually know. There wasn't really walls in the tabletop. I think there was a... Just end the turn. I think there was a... like, additional rules for siege fighting. And, like, having units on walls and defending a settlement. But I've never read it, and I don't think it was done for later editions of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Sieges weren't really a focus on the tabletop. It was pretty much all land battles. Either just one army against another, or like capturing a point on the battlefield. Or the like, so... You could have one faction in a defensive position with like a hill, and you had to assault it. But overall, there wasn't like fighting on walls. There was fighting in buildings. You could put units inside of a building. Just sort of, units would have to fight in the doorway against each other. Have I thought of doing a co-op head-to-head campaign? Not really. Don't tend to be one for like multiplayer. And it's mostly because I don't really like the idea of playing against random people. If I had someone who, like, if there was someone who sort of, I don't know. What's more a random person than perhaps, but I don't know. I tend to play single player mostly. I don't really like when things get competitive. Because I don't play competitively. I play in, like... I'm not efficient in my play. I play very, well, very inefficiently, so... And I prefer to do that.
Let us begin.
What's this? Oh, blunderbusses. Right, we need the armory for that. Got that. The Peacekeepers thing does have a level 4. Plus 15%. Plus 15 public order. I'm surprised this doesn't call it like Hammerer's Quarters or something like that. No. Like in Dwarf Fortress. The dwarf breaks the law. The hammerer comes along and smacks him over the head a few times with a hammer. They don't tend to survive the encounter. Okay, in turn. Get the iron mine. I think I'm building the iron mine. Hello, Cetra. How's it going? And King Oyas. Oh, yes. So, who should we attack next? I want Bel Aliad, because it's got gold in it. Gold! We take the fight to, Araby?
Honor to your ancestors.
Hello? No. You think that when, if you play the Greybeards, you get tech to get Dawi reinforcements? It would certainly help. Like, I assume there'd be the larger numbers squads as well, so you'd get units of like dwarf warriors in like. What do they come in? What's the squad size for dwarf warriors? Like 90, is it? And Thunderers in like squads of 60. That'd be nice, rather than having squads of 30. Also Quarrelers. Quarrelers are very good. I like them. And they're pretty damn good in melee as well. Well, you know, they do a good enough job in melee. A reckoner has approached, requiring guidance on how to settle a dispute between two clans. Both are claiming ownership of a mine. One has remained loyal to you for centuries, and the other has opposed many of your edicts. Give it to the Loyalist clan. Give it to the opposing clan. To the Loyalist clan. We get more money for that. And we get Builder. Hello, skeletons. Hello, Cetra. Well, you don't rule Martek. Let's give us just a lot of resources to trade. Gems! Iron! Does Vulture Mountain have anything? Nope. Okay. I'm kind of surprised Vulture Mountain doesn't have gold in it. Yeah, we're gonna want to take Bel Aliad. You have a small garrison. Some war elephants in it. Arabian Knights, Arabian Bowmen, Al Raham Nomads, Mamluk Slaves, Arabian Spearmen, Swordsmen, Pit Fighters, Dervishes, and Palace Guard. Okay. What's our garrisons made up of? Sentries, Obsidian Legionnaires with muskets, Heavy Thunderers, and Scouts. Okay, we've actually got Heavy Thunderers in the Vulture Mountain garrison. Build that. Enter. I wonder if the Dwarven reinforcements come with, cannons and the like. Dwarven cannons would be good to have. But Dwarves don't actually get mortars. So that's something we have over them. Because Dwarves just have the Dwarven cannon and the organ guns. And the grudge thrower, I suppose, is their mortar. Grudge throwers are very good. But they don't get mortars. Gold and gems are Dawi's best friends, not women's best friends. And there's nothing crazier than a dwarf on a gold bender. Ugh. I like the Skaven buildings for like gold and gems, or the gem mines in particular, because it just sort of it says like something along the lines of the Skaven have no use for the gems, but they like mining them anyway because it annoys the dwarves. Or is it the greenskins which say that? It might be the greenskins which say that. I like the idea that they just mine it because it annoys the dwarves. Skaven don't really use it either. Maybe it's both. And organ guns, one of the best artillery pieces in the game. They are very good, especially now that their range was increased. Before, organ guns and Hellblaster volley guns were kind of difficult to use because they had shorter range. And I think they had less shots. I think they increased the amount of projectiles the Hellblaster volley gun fires. I think they doubled it. Because it used to fire 3 shots, so I think it fires 6 per volley now or something. Well, it was like, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I think they increased it. Doubled it, maybe? You'd think it would be the greenskins for the mining the gems to annoy the dwarves. Probably. There's also the greenskins thing where when they sack a settlement, they can leave behind buildings which cause public order issues and lowers the output of the settlement, which is very funny. Or the dung idols and all that. You see that the first time, you're like, wait, where'd that come from? Oh, right. I didn't know that they could do that. Skaven do know the value of those materials. I'm not sure if they use it, but they know that they can trade them. Yeah, yeah. At least in my mind, Skaven don't have much use for anything outside of Warpstone. Other than, you know, gold something which, like, humans can be bribed with. Because they like it for some reason. They might use, like, gems in, like, I don't know, alchemy perhaps, but the go-to thing for Skaven is Warpstone. What are we doing? Healer's quarters, or do I want to build this? Actually, that will get us to the blunderbuss, which is level 2 there. And we need level 4, which is going to take quite a few turns. And to be able to get the siege workshop, I'm going to need another slot. Even 9 turns to get the next level. That's increasing public order by 2, so I could actually swap it over to empower the guilds to increase growth. And I'll build this to get some more growth, even if it's only 5 more points. And hey, and the non-aggression pact, because Belaliad is calling, and I want their golden idols. The dwarves are aggressive. I hope we don't get any chaos camps popping up nearby. I was playing a bit of my Gorok campaign today, and one's popped up near Subatoon.
My throng stands ready.
Currently chasing the army down with Gorok, and the army's not too much of a problem, but if that camp, if I want to deal with that camp, that's going to be a full stack of chaos, and quite a high one from what my experience with it in the past is, so not going to be able to deal with that anytime soon. Though I do have Lord Croak. I just point Lord Croak at the chaos. I don't want to see them in. Lord Croak drops the sun on. You were thinking with CA adding more women to the game. I wonder if they'll add Dawi women. Well, they do exist. There's mentions of them. I don't know. I gotta say, out of all the factions, dwarves are probably the most traditional, and if the females of the dwarves don't have that much presence on the battlefield, then it does lawfully make sense for them not to have a presence. However, there was... what's it called? Queen Helga as a
shield bearers and on the oath
female dwarven lord, which they could possibly add, but the only sort of caveat there is I think she is from quite a long time ago in the history of, you know, the Warhammer world. I think around the time when the dwarves and elves were having their War of the Beard against each other, which was a few thousand years ago at the time span of this, but, you know. So was Rapunz. It doesn't really matter. I don't get really caught up on that. But, you know. Anyway. Other than that, I don't know. Rapunz is also very old. Yeah, Rapunz was from quite a long time ago. I mean, you know. Much. I think Rapunz was... I don't know if they had a reason for Rapunz being around. She was in stasis in the, Athalan or something like that and came back. I declare war on you yet. No, we have to wait 9 turns, otherwise we get a diplomatic reliability issue. Oh boy. I'm getting an itchy war finger. I want to fight something. Fight me! Now upgrade to the Gunnery School. We'll get the heavy thunderers. And... Wait, income from farms? Do we have farm buildings? Black powder, ancestor shrine, walls, siege works, gunnery school, Dawi barracks, walls, patrols, hospital, gold digger camp, law enforcement, trade. Is it counting this as farms? Scrutty camp, Scrutty market, gold digger town, and gold digger city. Is that what they're considering as farms? Because we don't have a farm building. Most of the Dawi... what's this? There's also the expatriated Dawi. Most of the Dawi women adventurers are also expatriated Dwarves. I mean, it would make sense for there to be, like, female dwarf slayers and all that. Because I suppose if a fortress falls, then all the dwarves would be responsible for it. Oh, you know. And all that. And sure, dwarves which have lost their hold or something and have to make their own way in the world. I'm not most knowledgeable on dwarf lore. I'm not the most knowledgeable on Warhammer lore in general. I like the setting a lot. However, outside of like Skaven and all that, I haven't done too much reading on the other factions. Just what I'm saying here is I say stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not really bothered by things people come up with. Get Arabian building methods. Question cost. Hmm. Sure. Get that. Can we get another increase to, like, growth? Gold Rush increases growth. But that locks law and order. Okay, so we can either increase public order, or we can decrease public order and get increased growth and income. What do these do? Let's have a look. Choose Grimnir as patron ancestor. While still honouring all ancestor gods, this Karak has chosen to mainly dedicate themselves to Grimnir, the ancestor god of war and slayers. Melee defense attack +6 for all units. Recruitment rank +4 for slayers, +20% speed for slayers, and melee damage +25% for slayers. Choose Valaya as patron ancestor. While still honouring, Valaya, the ancestral goddess of hearth, healing, and home. Casualty replenishment rate +20%, growth +25, untainted +6. Choose Grungni, which reduces construction costs by -30%, evasion chance +40% when using underway, and chance of intercepting an army +40%, -35% construction time, and income from iron mines, gold mines, and stone quarries. That's actually pretty good. And there's 2 levels of this also. Gazul as a patron ancestor, the ancestor god of death and lord of the Underearth. That increases weapon strength when fighting against undead, leadership when fighting against undead, untainted +10, and melee attack. Thungni, the ancestor god of runesmithing. Both gold generated +6 per turn. Magic resistance +25% for all units. All armies. Ooh, that would put us up to 50% magic resistance. Recruitment cap +4 for rune lords. Hey, we could get rune lords as a lord if we get that. +4 for runesmiths. Capacity and recruitment rank, and untainted +4. So, I see. Okay. It's a bit awkward, but we can only choose one of these. This isn't like you choose this one and then you choose that one. It's rather you get this and then you choose one of these 7 here. Wargrim, ancestor god of engineering, +20% research rate, +15% range, +20% speed for artillery and war machines, +4 for master engineers. That would be quite good, considering the focus of our faction. Or Smednir, the ancestor god of metalworking. Armor +15 for all units, armor piercing melee damage +5 for all units, tradable resource produced +25%, and physical resistance +15% for units with heavy, 100 or more unbuffed armor, all armies. Okay, interesting. Also, I'm noting here that armor is spelt here with a U, whereas in some other cases, I think armor was spelt with just an O. I'm going to flaunt my Australian English backing. Australian English backing here and say that it is spelt O-U. Just because the game uses the British English spelling. For consistency's sake. It should be O-U-R. Picky. Anyway. And it's pronounced boy, not buoy. Oh boy. Anyway. There's also the Daughters of Valaya. There's also Queen Helga. Yes. Yeah, Queen Helga. Yeah, I mentioned earlier. She has a model according to Google. Yes, she does. Very pointy boot plate from what I remember. But yeah, I think she was one of the lords which you were able to play as in a battle which was based around the War of the Beard, which was the big war between the dwarves and the elves. And that's about all that I can say about that, because I don't know much. I really don't know much about that.
Time for a reckoning.
Did we get something from here? Yeah, we got Arabian build methods. Okay. If even Umgi can build in these sandy lands, then Darwi can do it better. Okay. We'll end turn. Just doing a lot of sitting around currently. Oh well. So be it. I think there's a mod for the Empire which I saw which adds mixed gender units for the statesmen, or state troopers, which would make sense for the Empire. I don't think they really care that much about gender, though I think Bretonnia would care more. It doesn't do it for Bretonnia. But I suppose for peasants units, you can have it. Maybe. What else was there? For the High Elves, they had mixed gender units. I believe. Though it would have been harder to tell because the High Elves tend to look the same, regardless of gender. Like the Eldar in Warhammer 40,000, they had mixed. Like the what are they called? Guardians. I think they were mixed. And I think even Screaming Screaming Banshees could be mixed. But it's just all the models for them were female. I mean, even just taking it from the setting, you know, when you got armies of beastmen and chaos going all over the place, you kind of would want as many hands as possible defending. Wouldn't really have time for all that. Though I can imagine some factions being, you know, stubborn in that regard. Dwarves and Bretonnia come to mind. But because some, you know, factions in Warhammer are they're not really practical. Dwarves in particular are very stubborn. Growth, yep, sure. Also, there was one story of the dwarves where two dwarf clans were fighting each other over a disagreement they had, and there ended up greenskins attacking them, and the dwarves, because they had been fighting each other for so long, they couldn't remember the reason why they were fighting each other anymore, and so they declared peace, and they turned their attention to the greenskins. But their ancestor gods was upset with them because they had forgiven a grudge, and so caused the downfall of both of the dwarf clans. So, you know, Warhammer is not sensible. It's a setting which is stupid and over the top and funny and very silly. So. Oh boy. Advisor Rapunzel does say something along the lines of these knights don't stuff their pants. So it might be a hint that Rapunzel's regiments of renown, knights of the fleur-de-lis, might be all women in disguise. I can see that happening. I mean, that happened in real life. There's a good book by Terry Pratchett based around that, which is Monstrous Regiment, which is an enjoyable read.
Deliver your message.
Are we able to go at war with you yet? It's probably like 5 turns. 8 turns. Might just end up going to war with you anyway. I can't be bothered waiting around for this. Anyway, everyone's just going to declare war on me anyway. Yes, yes. Go here. Yeah, I'm trespassing in your territory. What you going to do about it? Oh, nothing. Sorry. Increase public order. I haven't played as Rapunzel yet. So there's actually a number of lords which I haven't played as. I haven't played as Durthu. I haven't played as Malus Darkblade. I haven't played as... oh, what's his name? The Kraken Lord. Or I might have played as him very, very briefly. I haven't played as Nakai the Wanderer. I haven't played as Khalida. Or as the, other Tomb King's character. I don't think I've played as Balthazar Gelt. At least not since Warhammer 1. I haven't played as Helman Gorst. I'm including only lords from the main game here. I might not have played as Malagor. I played as Kazrak early on, but I prefer Morgur out of them. I think I've played as Throg more than Wulfric the Wanderer. I've played as the Fey Enchantress and as Luon Leoncourt, but I haven't played as Elbrick.
Do not disappoint me.
I think I've played as pretty much... I think I've played as all the Skaven Lords. But I haven't played as, oh, what's his name? The one who starts in Nagarond that much. High Elves. I've played as Tyrion. I haven't really played as Teclis. Ilario I've played the most of as. I haven't played as a Lithanar. For Dark Elves, I've played as all of them except for Malus. There's a lot of characters. Okay, let us... yeah. Reliability is low. Whatever. You can't trust these bloody Umgi anyway. Araru, you got gold. Don't you know all gold traditionally and rightfully belongs to the Dawi? Your ancestors' ancestor wrote an agreement which we're going to hold you to, which claimed that all the gold in Bel Aliad area was rightfully of the Dawi. Do you dare step back from your ancestors' oath written in ink? Oh, you're not letting us have it? Well, you know. It's only expected that a damn Doomgi wouldn't stay true to their word, so... any agreements we had with you were void because they were never valid in the first place. That's how I imagine the Dwarves to be a lot of the time. It's just like, you know, oh, we had an agreement with you, but we found that, oh, you broke an agreement in the past, so this agreement, which was based on that, it was completely invalid. And it means even if we signed it, it was invalid in the first place, so, you know. Dwarves, I imagine, would be like working with very picky and stringent lawyers. The worst of the rules lawyers. When they want to be. I'd imagine they would bend things. They would not... they wouldn't break things, but they would, you know, interpret things in ways they wanted to when they needed to.
The clans unite!
Anyway. Like, you know, we did sign an agreement that the humans were allowed to settle in this area, but that was before we found that there was a very big seam of gold underneath that settlement. How can we get that gold while still upholding our agreements? Well, the agreement we signed said that the humans could own the land above ground, but it doesn't say anything about the land below ground. I want to keep them in ranks of 2. Because if you have your ranks too thin, I believe it actually reduces the effectiveness of their, what's it called? the effectiveness of the unit's
Our fire undimmed.
charge defense.
Dwarf warriors
Okay, go there,
for the ancestors.
go there, go like that,
Dwarf warriors.
go like that,
The clans unite.
that, and like that,
Yes, they.
and I don't know. You can go on the flanks, I suppose,
Paris anchor. Dwarf warriors.
and you guys go in the middle there with your blasting charges. You can go in 3 ranks here,
Dwarf warriors.
like that.
We demand blood.
Okay. I'll be doing a lot of fiddling around with armies because just because of how this faction is, I'm gonna have to be getting, you know, tactics down. And defense. Here we go. Okay, where's those elephants? There they are. Shoot those elephants. Actually, no, shoot the cavalry. Let's see the Arabian units again. Ah, they look nice. Have they changed? Hey, I thought... There we go. Pow! Don't they look lovely? Oh, there goes a horse. Welp. That's the palace guard, that's a general. Bam! It just collected, like... How many? 6, including some of the guys in front. It would be nice if there was a sound when you use the shield wall ability. You shoot that elephant. Oh, that did slow them down. It did slow them that much, though. Move up. Move up. Move over there. Okay, move up onto the hillside here. We could possibly have taken all this a bit better. Hey, cannon. Are you dealing with those elephants? Bam! Boink! Well, that was hitting my own unit. Boink. I think I might have hit another dwarf there with the rebound. Yeah, the cannons are bouncing off the elephants and and are actually causing the elephants to go, ah! No, the cannonballs are bouncing off the elephants and impacting my own units. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Shoot those elephants, jeez. Come on, drop them. We're gonna need more anti-large. And okay, you've dropped one of the elephants. Go there. Go there. He dealt with them. Oh, the dervishes are unbreakable. And they're shattered. Okay. Could have gone a bit better, I suppose. We're still lacking. Still lacking in heavy hitting stuff. Can you shoot that elephant down? Come on. You can see it. Type it. Pow! Now, no, you can't do 2,000 points of damage in, like, one hit. Okay, well. Pyrrhic victory. I wonder how we could have done that a bit better. Their archers didn't get that many kills, actually. The biggest threat, I suppose, was the dervishes. Yeah, 30 kills. 80 kills on the elephants. If we had more cannons, we'd be able to deal with them. And our cannons aren't anti-large, unlike the base dwarf cannons. I'm pretty sure are anti-large. What the? Let's just check in my headphones. We got rid of the cavalry though. Their knights didn't get any kills at all. Palace Guard only got 4 kills too. They're actually armed with armor-piercing halberds. I don't know whether the dervishes have armor piercing on their attacks. Can't remember. Okay. Yay. Loot and occupy. We get Sapper. Dwarves excel at digging, not the crude tunnels of Skaven and goblins, but masterful underground passages. They can also be used. They can also use such skills when besieging the enemy. Enemy siege holdout time -1. And a treasure hunter. There's a lot of treasure down here, alright. Gold or gems, one or the other. My beard can sense it. Just gotta mind those booby traps.
For the wisdom of Malaya.
Okay, you can get. Yeah, get more wall breaker, level 2. There we go. And that's fine. You can recruit, you can repair that. We've got the gold mine, more money. Ooh, there's also a unique building here. This is from the landmarks mod. Which adds a bunch of more unique buildings around the map. They might not all be apparent on the world. There's no icon here showing that there's a unique building. What's this? Excavation of Bel Aliad, the lost city of spices. Once famed for its spice trade in both Nehekara and Araby, Bel Aliad was destroyed by Arkan the Black and left in ruin. Yet there remains great riches to be had in the lost city of spices for those with the will to seek it. Produces sandstone resource production, 25 slabs. Emerald resource production, 6 sacks. Those are 2 resources which are unique to the landmarks mod. It adds a bunch of unique resources around the world. Minus 10 diplomatic relations with the Tomb Kings. Great. And magic item drop chance plus 5% all characters. Okay, so we get a bit more for trade. We do get increased income for trade, so it could be beneficial for us to get that. I'm going to build the watch room, though, I think, for the increased garrison. Which will give us a mortar there as well. What are you doing, Tic-Tac-Toe? Go away. Stop hovering around my building.
Yes.
Pardon me. Can we get any lords? Heroes? We can. We can get a runesmith. That'll be nice to have. Let's see. Dwinbar Drengo. He got 5% ward save and enemy hero action success chance minus 20% for Ancestral Blood Valaya. Sven Holdfast. Leadership plus 2, melee attack plus 2. Warval Stormbreaker. Construction costs minus 15% and research rate plus 5%. I do like buffing my army, but the construction cost would be actually nice to have. And the research increase. Because we've got quite a few researchers to go through. I'll get Warval Stormbreaker. And we could get another lord. Perhaps. That might help with defending our territory. Let's see. I'll probably get the Obsidian Legion Commander because that's a unique lord and I'd like to have a look at it. So we've got Dwinbar Heldor here, who has Cunning. Gives poisoned attacks an ambush success chance. Or Rorik Ironpick, which gets Perceptive. Poisoned attacks are nice. Ambush success chance 10%, I suppose. They're not either one's not really that good. I'll get the campaign line of sight plus 10%. It will allow us to see enemies coming from further away. Okay, so what do you get? Oath of Forging gets Oath Gold plus 3 per turn. Obdurate, Lords of the Deep, Obstinacy, Brass Lung, Rune of Grimnir, and Immortality. Frontline Commander. Armor plus 15, speed minus 20%. You need damage plus 8. Hold the line. Oh, I see. Do you choose one of these? So you get Frontline Commander, which increases your armor and melee defense. Gets hold the line. Get Fireline Commander, which increases his range, lowers his melee defense, and increases his missile damage. Also gets extra powder for himself and allies within range. Or Vanguard Commander, which gives him Vanguard Deployment, lowers his armor by 20. Though he does have 125 armor, so that's not that big of a deal. And you could actually get nearly all of it back with the full plate armor over here. And Vanguard Deployment. And Heavy Vanguard, which enables guerrilla deployment, or Vanguard Deployment. That should be changed to Vanguard Deployment, not guerrilla deployment. Even though it's the same, even though it would mean the same, consistency in term usage is important. Okay. For Obsidian Legionnaire units. That's quite good. That means you've got your heavier infantry units. Vanguard Deployment. Nice. This is full plate armor. Oh, he can actually make back all of the armor for that and get a little bit more. Full plate armor plus the 15 from that. Yeah, he ends up with 1 point extra. That seems to be pretty much the same. Ballistics calibration and masterful ballistics calibration. Rally, stand your ground. Okay, so we guess hold the line, which is a passive. That's something the Empire tends to get, I think. Yeah. And everything else seems to be the same. Okay, there's not that actually there's not that much actually that different. So you can either focus on like frontline commander, range commander, or Vanguard deploy commander. Quite nice. Oop. There's a mod called Resources Expanded I might like. Maybe. Trade is often something in Warhammer Total War where it's like, you invest in it, but then later on it can feel like, because the number of people you can trade with lowers, it's sort of like, trade loses its effectiveness later on, it feels.
I have the forged fire's glowing.
Anyway, do you have anything else? Nope. Can I give you something? Okay. Hold off on recruiting anything just for the moment. How do you compare against the shield walls? You've got higher speed, higher armor. Yeah, interesting. You've got 15 more armor, and you're faster. But you do have a bronze shield, not a silver shield. You've got lower leadership, lower melee attack, and lower melee defense. 10 points lower. Same weapon strength. And minus 6 more charge bonus. What's your weapon strength split up to? 28-8. Yours is 28-8. Okay, they have the exact same weapon strength. Yeah, the stats are just a little bit lower than the shield breakers. And they've got the ranged attack, of course. Ward save is very strong. It's 5% less damage for every type of damage. Ward saves are nice to have. Okay. What do we need for these? Just Lord or hero. Okay. I don't really want to recruit anything if I don't need to right at the moment. The Lord is good enough on his own, I think, to bolster the garrison. Also, I saw that his ranged attack is like 900 or something missile damage. That is very high. Is that higher than our legendary Lord? Powerful sniper lords. Oh, there's also a over there. Oh, hello, Rapans. What do you want? Non-aggression pact. Nah. Are we going for time? Fine. A lot of peace negotiated with the Puppets of Chaos. Oh, hello. Okay. Looks like Chief Ugma has decided to raid Boaliad. We're actually going to get to see the new model for Chief Ugma. Yeah, he's right there. So, this is something which happened while I was playing the Musalon campaign, but we didn't actually get to see it in that one. But Chief Ugma got a unique model in the interim. And he looks very cool. He's based on a river troll, so he's got scales. And the sort of shiny, wet appearance to him. He's also got this back banner and this nice yoke on his neck, which I really like. He's also got a hammer. He's got some claws on his hand there too. So, yes, he's got a very nice, unique model made for him. He's also got his unique skill tree and all that now. Your army is a bunch of trolls, southern trolls, bile trolls, river trolls. Lovely, wonderful, fantastic. I absolutely adore it.
Let us begin.
That puts a significant kink in any plans I have. What am I going to do? Trolls! Oh boy. I feel like leaving Belaliad and just letting him raise it or something and going to Martek or somewhere, which is more defensive. What's the garrison in Belaliad like? Oh boy, all injured. 9, 9, 10, 9, 9. Can't defend.
To war.
And the walls are being built. One more turn. Why do they always have to arrive just like when you have one more turn left to complete the walls and all that? It's such a pain. Can I? No. You are hinder replenishment. You are not anything else. So what's the biggest threat in your army? You don't have stone trolls. That's good. Trolls are low leadership. That's good also. It's Chief Ugma. He is a river troll, so he's got the horrible stench. Bile trolls are not unbreakable every generation. Host to terrifying afflictions. They also cause terror, and our units actually don't have immunity to immune psychology.
What's your problem?
I kind of wish I had recruited some units. But how was I to know that a troll army would be knocking on my doorstep? Are you going to attack? You might actually attack Martek because it's weaker. It's only got 6 units there. And you could actually move to Martek.
Onward, an accord bound by runic law.
Oh boy. Can I, like, reload the save to the previous turn and prepare for it? Nope. That would be cheating. Okay, well, come what may. We'll give them a pretty good fight either way. If they attack Martek, that'll be better, because Belaliad's making me more money, even though it's... I suspect they'll go for Martek if they attack one of my settlements, because Martek is weaker. But it would hurt more if they attack Belaliad, because as I said, it's making money for me, and it's got my army in it. My main army. I'm not too concerned about losing this lord I just recruited, and the... what's it called? The Rune Priest. They're level 1, it doesn't matter. It'd be nice if I had walls in the settlement, though. I might have to invest in walls. It's a problem, though. Building walls means you're not building something else. I want those that artillery. I might have to actually remove one of my recruitment buildings and build the artillery building in its place. I saw that. An Araby unit just moved into my territory and that laid ambush. They just disappeared. Okay, Clan Ugma, what are you going to do? You marched all the way from... Right, okay, you're attacking Belaliad. So... Oh, you have got stone trolls. Right, okay. Well... So here's Chief Ugma. Born into fallen Karak Asgal, Chief Ugma is an unusually intelligent river troll leader. He himself suspects that his intellect increased through prolonged contact with Warpstone. It's 120 armor, 70 leadership, 52 speed, 45 melee attack with poisoned attacks, 65 melee defense, 450 weapon strength, and 40 charge bonus. He doesn't have his unique weapon. I think he's got a unique club as a weapon, or his mace. Missile resistance 50%, siege attacker, resilience, causes fear, gives encourage, has regeneration, horrible stench, and copious vomit. So you got bile trolls, 2 river trolls, stone trolls, 4 units of normal trolls, and 2 units of southern trolls. They are actually slightly injured. They're missing 1 southern troll. That 1 southern troll missing will be their downfall. Maybe. I think we're just going to have to pour everything we've got into Chief Ugma and hope that we can drop him, causing the rest of his army to flee. Because trolls just have terrible leadership. But we don't have enough firepower to deal with them before they hit my lines. And our lines are still injured from taking Boaliard. Oh. Oh, and they start off with the hill. Well, we can deploy on this little hill here. Or maybe over here. Come on, game. Give me like a nice high ridge. Yeah. Yay. Look at that massive hill. Oh boy, so high. And here. There's bonuses to fighting uphill and all that, so that's why I'm wanting a hill. Also, just because it means that our ranged units can get better firing arcs on the enemy. Okay. Scouts. Oh boy. 18 scouts. Sentries. We could slow them down, perhaps? Ugh. They're gonna hit us, it's gonna hurt. Gonna be sad. Yeah, kill Urk trolls. Come on, stop putting them on an angle. Charge breakers. Do they lower morale? No, they don't. They just lower speed. You kind of think the massive flash and banging would lower the morale of the unit getting hit by them, but I wonder how well charge defense is going to go when they're in the rank of 1. Probably not very well. Noodle lines. I hate that. I want at least like 2 ranks, but then they'll be just... Because this thin, the trolls will just charge right through them. You need depth to a unit to be able to hold against a charge, but too small, and they're not covering enough. You don't have charge defense, do you? Nope. Well. Jacob Rivers is going to be amused. He likes watching me get have trouble because of the trolls. Thank you so much. I don't even have fire magic to deal with them. Shaky Rivers is the mod author for what's it called? OV and Lost Factions.
For Grimnir! Let the vengeance begin!
Yeah, you can go on the edge or something, I suppose. Throw some axes at the trolls. Actually, no, you can go behind, because they're going to be so big, you're just going to be able to fire over the heads of them. Shoot over the heads of them anyway. Okay. Hold ground. And... where's Ugma? There he is. Also get to see the trolls again. Trolls! Chief Ugma. They're very blue. But look at him. I think the metal on him needs a bit of work, because I think the something like the metal like reflective layer I think is wrong. Doesn't look right. Yeah, I like that he's got a unique one and a big club. Stone trolls. They look nice. The normal trolls. And we have southern trolls around here? We do. These are southern trolls. They look just like normal trolls. The river trolls again. And the bowl trolls. Which are completely hideous. His club clips into the ground. I wanted to say that. Well, you know, I suppose it does. Their clubs do. Okay, well, start the battle. And we're gonna have to just hit him with all of our cannons and all that. Come on. Maybe we can break the stone trolls before they even, get close. If we hit them with a few cannonballs, perhaps that will soften them up. I said if you hit the trolls with your cannonballs, it might soften them up. You know, hit the massive trolls, the things which are coming towards us. Good. Like how they do that weird, this weird, like, pirouetting. Okay, now shoot Chief Ugma. We need to deal with him, please. Low threat, low threat, low threat, low threat. What's considered high threat? All trolls are considered medium threat. Yeah. Okay. Medium threat. Everything's just considered low threat. I suppose it's because of the low leadership. These cannons suck. They're precision cannons. They're primarily used for armor piercing. They're not anti-large like the normal dwarf cannons. So trolls are not their preferred targets. If we had rocket launchers, we would be able to deal with trolls much better. But sadly, we do not. They are sniping you. We just have to keep the fire on you. Closer to tabletop cannons has spoiled me. Well, yeah, in that there would be killing trolls in one hit. Such as it was on the tabletop. Which is fun in its own way, but in that, like, cannons were just death to lords and all alike because it was just... Oh look, your lord's on a zombie dragon. Pow. Your lord is now dead. What do I want you to shoot? Bile trolls? River trolls? If we make any of them flee, they don't have what's it called? They don't have thingy-bob. Expendable. So, you know. Charge! Charge defense. Get out of there, Lord. I kind of want you to just focus on Come on. Well, we are breaking them already. That's pretty good. You've used up your axes. So you can actually charge in. And I'll send you around the flank. You. Okay. Is Chief Ugma dead yet? He should be. Get a nice shot of the trolls fighting our dwarves, I suppose. Roar! Where's Chief Ugma, actually? He's having a lie down. He's not feeling very well. He feels a bit sick because he's had multiple cannonballs smack into his stomach. Oh, dwarves. Can we get a nice shot with, like, our cannons in the background? Or, like, our ranged units shooting at them and... Yeah, just, like, shoot those guys. Come on. Meow! Oh. Oh, trolls. Why must you constantly vex me like this? There we go. Okay, Chief Ugma is not dead yet. I would like you to snipe Chief Ugma. Pow! There he goes. And he dead. You focus on those. Turn around. Shoot those trolls. There we go. Come on. Keep those trolls on the back foot.
Very well. Dwarf warriors, it is a reckoning. Our fire undimmed. Put those dwarven legs. Pull out. Weaker than blood. The clans unite. Kill them.
Shoot those wazzocks.
Dwarf warriors.
Just got that off.
Cannon! Zar! Axes out, lads! Shoot! Kazakan, Kazakit, ha!
There's a bit of a problem with the trolls in that we may be able to kill some of them. However, they're going to flee. And then they're going to come back. And they're going to suffer the they're going to have suffered less casualties than we have. Hey, I never noticed that. The scouts actually have camo on their capes. That's pretty nice. Desert camo. Might look a bit weird if we get out in the desert, but that's pretty nice. I'll have walls. Yeah, that's right. I'll have the garrison. At least I'll have the garrison which has mortar and some stronger units in it. That is true. Also, we'll let the battle linger so I can hopefully try and kill some more. We killed one there. Aim for those guys. Come on. Can you, like, kill, like, 4 of them, perhaps? Like a cannonball right through these two and a cannonball through these two or something? Bam! Well, you hit one. You missed. Oh, he's not dead. Come on. One more cannonball. But you hit him again. I suppose that's alright. He's not dead yet, still. It's like, ow! Oh, I've got a headache now. Maybe another cannonball? No? Okay. Well, whatever. Killed a few of them. And Chief Ugma. Heroic victory. We suffer 47 losses, 18. We did kill 33 of them. Not too bad. This is also, if I want, I'd like the longer range for our rifles, just so that we can have a bit longer shooting retreating units. Would increase reload rate help be able to fire more in the time we have. Cobalt Death Dealer. Heck of a name for a lord. Lost 2 units of sentries. Okay. Now I'm going to release the captives so that we get that 1,100 gold. And where are you going to go? Are you going to attack me again? No, you're not. Okay, good. I was afraid that they would lose and then, you know, siege me again. That would actually prevent me from getting the walls built. That's pretty nice. So, heroic victory. And we've got smaller unit sizes as well, playing as the Arabyans Prospectors, so I feel pretty good about that. Oh, I want rocket launchers. That would deal with those trolls. Runesmith's Apprentice, Clanless Dwarves, positive growth. What us? Clanless Dwarves have come to the hold hoping for sanctuary, despite the shame such charity will bring upon their ancestors. A small lessening of our honor, by accepting them, is made up for with a boost to population numbers.
My axe thirsts for war.
Get Hail of Lead. 10% more ammunition. Hey, yeah, that's actually giving you 1 more ammunition. So you have 1 more volley of rounds. That's, I think, a pretty good increase there. And we have the Watch Room, which gave us sentries. Obsidian Legionnaires was Blunderbuss. Shield Breaker Musket. Shield Breaker Muskets. No scouts, and also a Steel Rain Mortar. The advantage of being hugely outnumbered is that you don't need to aim much anymore. The Steel Rain Mortar embodies this idea. So, is this just like an Empire Mortar, or does it have something like a twist to it? Because from the sound of it, it makes it sound like it's going to be shooting large volleys of shot. Come on. Get that icon. Why is this so finicky? There we go. Missile damage. Missile damage 100, armor piercing, missile damage 30, explosive base damage 5, explosive armor piercing 15. Reload time 25.2 seconds. Okay. 15 ammunition. I'll have to see. It doesn't say number of projectiles. So it might just be like an Empire Mortar. I kind of like if it was like fired shots and they split up and they like had a whole bunch of little cannonballs. Which pelted the area.
For the wisdom of Malaya.
That's the image I had in my mind from it. Perhaps it's not like that. Oh, Cetra. Did Ark the Black kick your butt? Kick your, what's it called? Kicked your, mummified butt. Damn that Citra! I'll be back. Heavy Thunderers. Do they have anti-large? No. Armor piercing. Oh, we've got a new lord here as well. Elborg, troll lord. Oh. He's got Unbreakable? That kind of makes the whole situation worse, doesn't it? Why has he got Unbreakable? Oh, hang on, that would be... Yeah, he's got a trait. He would have a trait. I'm vaguely remembering a... troll trait, maybe, which gave them Unbreakable? At the expense of, like, lower leadership? Because he's only got 60, whereas... Chief Ugma had 80. Or 85. So, I think it was something like... It was sort of like bravado or something, and it's like... He roars and shouts really loud, but he's... not really much for, leading his army or something like that. Anyway. Can we get anything for the forge? We don't have enough oath gold. We got 12. How's this grudge growing? Severity is 2. Okay. That's fine. I am going to recruit. Recruit some heavy thunderers and some Obsidian Legionnaires. Yep. That's fine.
Time for a reckoning.
Maybe 2 more units. Blunderbuss and other shield wall. Go. Our units are so tiny. Okay. Clan Ugma, what are you going to do? You gonna come at me again? Feel like you're gonna have a better chance now? My mortar's not actually going to be too useful against the trolls. Because they're not very tightly... their formations aren't very tight. Not as if they were infantry. Ugh, they might go for Martech now. But that's why. Whereas it's good that I'm recruiting more units in Martech. Karakadrin is confederated to Karazakarak. The dwarves are confederating really quickly in this campaign. Oh. There's Jonza there. And everyone's sitting around in my regions again. Oh, I see, what's his name up there? Jafar. Well, great. Oh, there goes the trolls. He's going home. Right enough. Oh, thanks. Hey, Beastman. I thought when playing as this faction it would be actually kind of easy because of all the artillery and ranged units we have. I didn't think that the units would be smaller in number, so it's actually... We actually are really quite outnumbered. Okay. Yep. Severe, good. What's your army made up of? Dervishes, Arabian spearmen, nomads, bowmen, a ballista.
Never.
Your army is... Sultan Jafar, powerful spellcaster. Oh, great. Yeah, you have the Fire Djinn. Oh, joy. The Bright Wizard, Spearmen, Jazales, Free Company Militia. Your army is Ungors, Chaos Warhounds, and some Minotaurs.
My axe thirsts for war.
Fun. Now, should I upgrade Martech or upgrade Eye of the Panther? It will take 4 turns regardless. I'm going to upgrade Martech. You have nearly recovered. You can attack him. Yep. So we'll get rid of Jonza. I have to fight this battle because I want to minimize losses. And it's gone over 2 hours. Oh well. think we'll go for an extra 30 minutes. Since, what's it called, ended early. Remember, Dari have 25% magic resistance. Ah, yes, that's right. So Jafar's magic and the Jinn, which I assume will have fire and magical damage, won't actually do as much to us as I was fearing. Thank you for reminding me. We're actually looking a bit better in that regard. And Jafar is but a man. We can still put a bullet in his head. No big problem there. If his head was bigger, it would be easier. Just line up on this sand dune. Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually go, like, arrow? Stupid cannons.
Bring the grudge makers to battle.
Yeah, go there. Okay.
For the ancestors.
I've said before, but this is reminding me of Empire Total War, where you have to, like, get right down and see whether your cannons are on the right ridge to be able to fire down a valley or so on. And so that your infantry are right in front of your cannons, and you don't accidentally shoot your commander with a cannonball. It's a game I always wanted to play a bit more of, Empire Total War, but it's so buggy. It always crashes. And then there's the problems with sieges, where the AI causes massive lag because they're trying to, like, get through the wall. All that. But the naval battles are so cool, although I'm completely useless at them. Get like that. You can sit up here. You can sit like that. Go there. And you can go there. You can go, like, you're kind of behind the dune there. Actually, put you up there. That's a better vantage point. You can go like that. Now you're in front of the cannon. But you are lower down than they are, so I don't feel too bad about that. I dislike putting my armies in noodle lines, but oh well. Move you out a little bit. I'll put these guys in between. Ooh, actually, we've got some blunderbuss, don't we? No, we don't, because we're not using our garrison. Doy. I got all excited. Okay, you can actually position yourselves behind there. There we go. Can we outrange their ballista? The ballista has... We're within range of the ballista. That's perhaps not fantastic. Cow! Maybe we can destroy their ballista? Hey, I like that! I didn't notice when I was playing as Araby, their ballista actually has a wooden texture to it. That's quite cool. It actually makes it look rather, it actually hides the fact that it's just using the dwarf model. That's really neat. And I think this one's just got destroyed. Yeah, the wheel's slightly wonky. It's a nice little detail though. I like how the bolt just sort of goes whoop to it. I suppose this is why they're precision cannons. They're really accurate. We're actually hitting these, yeah, we're hitting this ballista really with very little trouble. Come on, another cannonball right about here. Here it comes. Ew. Ow. Bam! Boom. There went like 3 people. Are they attacking now? Oh, hey. Oh, I didn't even see them. The, sneaky archers. El Rahim nomads snuck up and, tried to attack us. But, you know. I'm sorry, but guns beat bows.
The Dawi are ready.
Been a bit better as a flanking force, but... Okay. Use... shield thingy. Actually, go up on there. Go there. Hit there, Sheik. Shoot him. Yes, use that 4 charge bonus. And cool. Explosions? Yeah. I think they oh no, the Sheik's not dead.
For the ancestor gods!
Oh, now it's dead.
Dwarf warriors! Flow through!
Oh yeah.
As you command!
Don't flee off the dervishes. I think
Dwarf warriors!
blasting packs are dealing a bit of damage to our own guys. Wait, what's that? Shield breaker. Is someone shooting them? Oh, there they are. Well, they don't have shields, but... Charge! Oh, I see. When the dervishes are attacking, sometimes they lose one of their swords. I think they sound like Chaos Warriors.
Dwarf warriors! On the way!
Okay. That went pretty well. Close victory. Well, how many did we lose? 22. Compared to 306. Maybe. 111 kills for the cannon. 8 kills for their ballista. It just shows how much, you know, what's it? It just shows the Umgigak as it truly is. You can't trust it. Though I suppose, considering our faction, there is some ideas which we could utilize in their ballista. Improve upon. Since we're rebellious dwarves and we're about innovation. Can you hear that? Somewhere Longbeard is grumbling. I'm not saying that because it just started. They always grumble. Okay. Release the captives. Get the money. Ooh, we got an item for that. What is it? Sword of Anti-Heroes. Melee attack +5. Magical attacks. And also 40 seconds on self. Plus 25% weapon damage and plus 25% armor piercing damage. Nice. And Man's Ruin. Leadership +3 when fighting against men.
Summon me if you
Do I want to hunt down the rest of your army? Get Hail of Lead. What's your ammunition now? 12. Quite nice.
Never.
Sure. I'll just quick save. Just in case it wants to remove a unit. No, but we did suffer more casualties than we otherwise would have. 45 lost.
Shoulder axes, lads.
Thanks,
My
game.
house thirsts for war.
That's what I get for using auto-resolve. But I don't want to fight every single
For the
battle.
wisdom of Malaya. Aye.
What's the garrison in Martech? Sentries, shield breaker muskets, 2 scouts.
Ready.
We have the shield walls, Obsidian Legionnaires with blunderbusses, shield breaker muskets, and heavy thunderers, along with Rorik and Warval, who is basically just a melee character at the moment because he doesn't have any of the runes. He's level 1. All this, I think, should be changed. Just get, like, end up with 4 followers, which are just runes. He does do a lot of damage. Okay, let's see. How much damage do you do with your missile attack? 520.
What?
You deal 977. You have 8 ammunition. Explosive base damage? What's your ranged weapon? $390.
Onward.
395.
Time for a
It's actually kind of a bit better than our legendary lord.
for war.
100 armor,
Summon me.
125 armor and a silver shield. 32 speed,
Wanrag.
32 speed. 55, 55.
For the wisdom of
35,
Malaya.
65. Is he armed with like a rocket launcher or something? Does have fiery attacks, but it's explosive. 9-second reload time. Yeah, well. Do I want to get rid of Armo?
It is
He has a
time.
BFG. If only. That'd be funny. Like having a unit equipped with a BFG. You just fire it at the enemy and a green bolt moves out and then explodes. And everything in front of him dies. Because that's how BFGs work. The direction you're facing is where all the damage is dealt. We really don't have enough income. Income is low. If I attack you, you're probably going to flee.
Hog them. The clan
Oh no, you're not.
demands war.
Okay, well. Let us attack this. I can see your weapon on your back. It kind of looks like a grenade launcher? Maybe he's armed with a grenade launcher. It's like it looks like a stubby gun. Like a, yeah. Hand mortar? Oh. Of course they get a crossing. Wow, we can make better use of that than they can. Our ranged is better. Also, they don't have shields. None of them have shields. I don't think even their lord... No. Beastmen lords don't have shields. They have 2 axes. And we've got blunderbusses. We're going to get to have a look at them. weapons specifically designed for shredding large amounts of weak infantry units? It's also going to be a look at a brief taste of what it would be like to play as the Chaos Dwarves, because they have blunderbusses. Okay. There. 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 Now, heavy thunderers. You can go in front. And you can go there. Okay.
We will have vengeance.
And we'll have to wait for our reinforcements to arrive. But what do you have? Yeah, you've got like a grenade launcher. Okay. I suppose that's why your damage is so high. Now, shield wall. Or maybe he's got a blunderbuss? Because they've got the same weapon. No, because it's number of projectiles. And this just has... Oh, no, that's got 8 projectiles. I didn't see that. Maybe that's why the damage is so high. Because it's like 100 or so per shot. Yeah, anyway. So it's not like one massively powerful shot. It's like 8 or so sort of lower damaging shots. Either way, it makes sense for him to be up the front. Okay. Come on, dwarves. Actually, stop. Wait for the other dwarves to catch up. Just fast forward. Come on, dwarves. Here we go. Okay. You two can go on the flanks here. Yanni Draxler. Actually, you can go there. You can go there. Go there. Scouts, you can go there. You can go there. And you, shield breaker muskets. Yeah, just like warm up there. Okay. I'm gonna put you behind there.
Let the vengeance begin.
Yep.
Nothing can stop us.
Just get into position. And march up. Hey! That's not at all what I said. I said, select everyone. Thank you. Now march up. I like how some of the Minotaurs are guarding over there. Okay, move up to here. We'll get you lot to go up on this ridge. You lot can sort of guard along here.
Range far, range fast.
You lot go behind. Don't shoot yet. Like, I'm glad you think so. Go there. Go there. Go like that.
Good. Range far, range fast. Strike out.
Okay. They shouldn't charge us until we start firing.
For the Karas Angkor.
Or maybe until we get within range.
Strike out.
Grudgeon!
Let the vengeance begin.
Do I want to put my blunderbusses up the front? I kind of want to have an opening volley from the blunderbusses.
Range far, range fast. Come on. Justice will be settled. We demand blood.
Come on. Shield wall.
Vengeance. No one scum survive. Dwarf warriors.
Okay. Shoot them. Shoot them.
Reload.
You've actually got really short range. Pow! That's pretty good.
We demand blood.
Uh-oh. Here they come.
Vengeance begin. Dwarf warriors.
That was a faster charge than I was expecting.
Dwarf warriors. For the Carus Encore. Dwarf warriors.
Damn it.
The clans unite. Move. Down. Move.
Ow! What the heck was that? Minotaurs. Well, shoot the Minotaurs. They're unarmored.
Victory will be ours.
You know.
Dwarf warriors. It is a reckoning. I will not rest. Foremost dwarven lads.
Go here.
Nothing can stop us. For the everlasting.
Get around the edge.
We have scores to settle. Down. For the High King.
Put you all on stand ground.
And
Come on. Pow! Pretty nice. Go right there.
charge. It is a reckoning.
Enemy Lord is dead.
Dwarf warriors.
Wow. Axes. So what's your attack?
Strong.
Pow.
Strike out.
Oh, wow. Is that like a cluster grenade launcher?
Strike.
Pow. It is. It's got a cluster grenade launcher. Wow. That's incredible.
For the Carus Encore.
Pew. Could have opened up with that. I wanted to know what it was. That's fantastic. Look at how many did he kill? 203 kills, and he only got like 4 shots off. Okay, I should put him on the flank so we can shoot at them while they're charging. Oh, there we go. Okay, I like that weapon. Ugh. We only lost 16 and we killed 537. 86 kills for the Heavy Thunderers. Can we get units with those? Because we have units with grenade launchers. But I suspect they would just fire a single grenade, not like a cluster of grenades like that. Execute the captives.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Let me have a look. Let's see. Heavy Thunderers, grenade launchers. Missile damage is 68. It seems like these ones only have a single projectile. There's a rocket launcher's Bombardment, which just a single thing as well. So yeah, I suppose units with those would be a bit overpowered.
Time for
Anyway,
a
that was
reckoning.
fun. Rune of Hearth and Home. And you can get... Anything I can get you which gets you more ammunition. That gives you more missile damage and range. No. Extra powder, increases explosion and armor piercing. That would actually be really nice for him now. Yeah, I might go for this, Fireline Commander. That would improve his attack. Increase the explosive capability of it. Also increases his range by 10. Get Inspiring Presence.
My axe thirsts for
And
war.
finish him
Yes.
off. There we go. Ugh. Well, we went from 16 kills to 39.
Got then.
Well, whatever.
On to glory for the ancestors.
You can get... a Rune of Oath and Steel. And Rorik, you can get... Get Hail of Lead.
Summon me if you dare.
Okay, and I'm going to recruit here, since we were interrupted. Maybe Thunderers. The Blunderbusters were pretty good. We're going to get over... We're going to get in debt from this. Yeah. Just get those two, I think.
For the wisdom of Malaya. I will not.
There's Henry La Massive. Okay. End turn. And, what are we going to do? Well... I might wrap it up here soon. Depending on what Araby does. If they attack us, we'll fight it. But if they won't, then I'll probably call it for this session. We've made a little bit of progress. Not much, but... we're surrounded by enemies and we have to be careful. So getting Bel Aliad will help us a lot. Come, if we can keep hold of it. I would like to get El Hike, because that will give us a port, and then we'll be able to trade with more factions. We'd actually be able to trade with the Dwarves then if we had El Hike. Though I feel like I'm going to have to be able to recruit more artillery. Mortars and also some more cannons to be able to get through their walls. Before I'm able to do that. Okay. The enemy has wronged us, but righting this grudge will cost us deeply. Perhaps too deeply. Maybe, just this once, we should ignore the slight and focus on the grander objective. Right the wrong, or honor is all. Another grudge has been settled. Not like we get it.
A red rage
Oh, they
will come if provoked.
moved Armas out of their army.
Let us be.
Okay, we've got 38 predicted income. We've got 7,132 in stored resources. And we're holding on to our provinces. So,
My deeds are legend.
Yes. How are things looking elsewhere? El Calabard is down there. I probably would like to get rid of that so that our rear here is defended. Even though it doesn't... It gives us dies, which we don't get an increase of income from. It doesn't give us income like gold or iron mines or stone quarries or whatever it gives us. But it would be nice to have anyway, because we do get increase from trading. Xandri's possibly up for grabs, since it's held by the rebels. El Hike, I'd like. The garrison's a bit large. There's also Sudenburg down here. Possibly. We could also go and attack Aachen. Oh. Okay, well, the Order of Lawmasters had taken to Sorcerer's Islands. I wasn't expecting that. They're actually at war with Knights in the Flame. Oh, no. Actually, that's the Ark in the Black, isn't it? I'm surprised they don't have prejudice against each other. Oh, you do. Minus 40 rulers prejudice, but Araby doesn't have any prejudice against Rapance or Chevaliers de Lyonesse. What else? There's also Tlaqua here. I'm kind of content to just leave them there. It would be nice to have Jaluk Oasis and Wadi or Tibuk. But I don't know. I think we'll focus on this at the moment. There's also those trolls, which we beat and they've retreated, but I don't know where they've gone. They ran up here. I don't know if that meant they went sailing back, because they came from here. Rontimingol. Can we see anything else? Well, the dwarves own this. Can we, like, get higher diplomacy with the dwarves?
Bow to the throne.
No. Well, they like we're fighting the trolls, but they don't like we released trolls. Okay. That's about it, really. There's not much going on. We've been very focused in this area. We've taken Bel Aliad. And we've taken Martek. And that's about all the expansion we've done. Other than that, it's been defending our borders, primarily. And I'm gonna have to reduce this army after we're done with this war. So that we can start making more income. But we're making a lot, but it's all going into our army upkeep. Wait. That will be for next time. 32 turns in, but, you know, a lot of that's just ending turns. We have 2 more turns until we get Arabian building methods, which will reduce the cost of buildings and also reduce the time of constructing buildings. Independent miners would be good also. That increases income also as well, so we'll go for that definitely. Gold Rush would be good for more income, but the public order instability is an issue. We've actually got quite a few things which would reduce public order. Best medical care here does that. Gold Rush. And there's also our building tree here. So, the Scrutty Camp, which generates golden idols, dwarf beer, and 800 income, but public order is -8. And we'd have to build the peacekeepers, the law enforcement tree here, which can get us +15 public order, but at a maintenance cost of -200. Anyway. Anyway, that will be it for Warhammer 2 Total War Greybeard's Prospectors. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's tricky. I feel we're still yet to get to the best of it, because a lot of our impressive units, like, you know, this, gyrocopters and all that, will be later on in the campaign. And we haven't gotten there yet. We're still utilizing... We're just getting to the more interesting things. There's the Heavy Thunderers and the blunderbuss Obsidian Legionnaires and all that. But anyway, that'll be all for next time. Oh, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you join me for the next one.